Yo, what's good, y'all? Hold on, man. It's been a minute since I've been live, bro. Like a whole month at least, since I've been live, and I'm so happy to be back with y'all, man. It's been too long, and I really have been doing some reflecting and just trying to figure out the best ways to go about my content. So that's where I'm in right now. I'm and it's time to reflect after what I've just did. I recently finished my school semester, man. I finished my last semester of my year at my one of my semesters at my school. So then, it's summer break right now. I also worked the EYBL tournament. EYBL tournament. I'm telling y'all, man, EYBL tournament. We went and did that. So it was a great event. I got to meet some professionals, and I got to connect with some student athletes that's can definitely make it to the top. So, and I recently just came back from Phoenix. I did another event, Section 7. Year 2 at Section 7, bro. Man, we did so much. We need to come back. We need to come back together, Chad. It's been too long. Oof. Bro, it's been too long. So much been going on, bro. And I had no place to spill my mind and speak to. And I have y'all, which is, I'm so happy and I'm so blessed about, man. So, this is our first live. We're just going to do a straight reaction. Straight get to it because, it's getting too hectic, bro. I know y'all seen what just happened, bro. I know y'all just seen what happened, bro. Bro, Giannis got traded to the Miami Heat, bro. What? Oh my god. It don't even seem real to me. It never seems real to me until it actually happens. It never seems real to me until it actually happens. So we gonna see. Maybe it's still fake. Maybe we're still sleeping. I don't know. But until I see Giannis in the Miami Heat jersey, number 34, Antetokounmpo on the back, I'ma think there's a hoax, man. Cause that's how it is. That's how it be, bro. But yeah, man. So, if y'all got anything, type in the comments. We gonna ramp up. We ramping up right now. We in the works right now. It's time. Let's go. So let's go watch this, bro. So we gotta start off with the main sources. Wow, like yeah, okay, bet. So yeah, just really get recommended with the folks. Yeah, Bucks trade. Oh my gosh, man, it's getting crazy nowadays. This Johnson, what? He's trolling.
Antetokounmpo has been traded to the Miami Heat. Yes, the saga is finally over. We got it.
He ain't talking about that. Shams Charania on everything that happened.
We have been following since just before midnight last night. Giannis
Okay, since Shams be breaking up news really short, we're gonna watch his.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation
Since he
platform.
be releasing it late.
Describe what you want, and watch it take shape.
We have been following since just before midnight last night. Giannis Antetokounmpo traded to the Miami Heat, and the man who broke the news, Shams Charania, joining us this morning on Sports.
Shams Charania, what does he be doing, bro? Bro, he be making these trades, bro, this late at night when I'm asleep. Like, what's going on, bro? I don't know. So now, every time a big case is gonna happen, trade deadlines, just stay up. You gotta stay up until like 2 o'clock every day, every time, because Shams is gonna release a crazy ad trade past 12 o'clock. past 12 o'clock, bro. So make sure you up.
Good morning to you. The Giannis deal getting done just before midnight last night. How did it finally cross the finish line?
Gary, I have to take you guys all the way back to May 2025. And at that point, Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent Alex Saratsas informed the Milwaukee Bucks that they believed it was time to part ways. Everyone in Milwaukee informed the Milwaukee Bucks that they... And at that point, Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent Alex Saratsas informed the Milwaukee Bucks that they believed it was time. I have to take you guys all the way back to May 2025. And at that point, Giannis
May
Antetokounmpo and his agent
2025?
Alex Saratsas informed the Milwaukee Bucks that they believed it was time to part ways. Everyone in Milwaukee, just to put it bluntly, knew that Giannis wanted a trade out of Milwaukee. Once that happens, when a star player is 1 foot in, 1 foot out, we see the dysfunction and the fracture in the relationship that we saw all last season. So there were twists, there were turns, there were things that happened. Giannis never went public with a trade request, but that led to increased trade conversations at the NBA trade deadline. And which team was the last one standing before the Bucks decided to keep Giannis? It was the Miami Heat. They had a trade package that had a lot of the pieces that we saw in the deal last night, as far as Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, multiple first-round picks. But
y'all didn't even see they traded Tyler Hero to the Bucks. Whew. Man. I don't know. He must be I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't think he's from around here, but
they put in more young players. Kasparas Yakashonis, 3 first-round picks. They could only trade 2 at the deadline. 1 pick swap, 1 second-round pick. These are all assets that were not on the table at the deadline. So the Bucks, they scoured the market over the last several weeks, and it came down to the Heat and the Celtics, to the Eastern Conference Titans, teams that have won championships over the last 2 to 3 decades. They battled it off to try to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Miami wins. Pat Riley gets his big fish now in South Beach to pair with Bam Adebayo.
Okay.
Yeah, Shams, you mentioned the other strong suitor there, Boston. Their package centered mostly around Jaylen Brown, who is, of course, a proven commodity in the league. Why did Milwaukee end up ultimately taking the Heat's offer over the Celtics, and where does this leave JB in Boston?
Tyler, the Celtics aggressively pursued Giannis at the deadline, but even more this pre-draft cycle. They offered Jaylen Brown and, I'm told, 2 unprotected first-round draft picks. The Bucks wanted some kind of combination of young players such as Hugo Gonzalez, Jordan Walsh, or Baylor Shireman. You have...
Wow. No, they could not go.
Gonzalez wanted some kind of, I'm told, 2 unprotected
Celtics cannot go.
Draft.
They couldn't sell off Jaylen Brown. If y'all sell off Jaylen Brown, y'all, I don't know, bro. Yeah.
The Bucks wanted some kind of
2 first-round
of young players such as Hugo Gonzalez, Jordan Walsh, or Baylor Shireman. You have draft assets, swaps as well that Milwaukee wanted, but this was where the Celtics capped out at.
Yes.
And so now that you don't get Giannis, and now that it is known that you were a finalist, this is what was on the table. They have offered Jaylen Brown twice in deals over the last 4 years. Back in 2022, it was a package.
Wow! Just to show him appreciation that they almost meant to scam him off for Giannis. Jaylen Brown, bro. Jaylen Brown, bro. Man, they had to make sure your ass stayed. Ooh, they almost capped off on his ass, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. That's crazy. That is
for Kevin Durant. Now a package for Giannis. The difference now is Jaylen Brown is a Finals MVP. He's a guy that was an MVP finalist in the league this past season. How will he handle this news? My understanding is there are going to be some hard conversations to come in Boston. There's a relationship here that's going to get managed. We're not going to know the fallout for a little bit of period of time at least.
What's going to happen?
Let's get back to Miami. Giannis now getting paired with Bam Adebayo. The stove is hot.
What's good, y'all? We got 5 people in here. What's good, Don? What's good, bro? This dude, Giannis, got traded to the Bucks, bro. No. He got traded to Miami Heat, so we're just doing some quick reaction. Just for y'all that just joined, man. Giannis got traded to Miami Heat at a historic time, kinda. So you know, it's just like, yeah. So we had to go live. I know it's been a minute, but we back. So hit me up in the chat.
The stove is cranking, but the cupboard is a little bit bare. What's next for the Heat in building out the rest of the roster?
Gary, the Heat know that they have more work to do. Pat Riley, Andy Ellsberg there in Miami, they go and get Giannis, and they have Bam, of course. There's not a stronger...
They probably play the game like, if they're not going to win this year, like, they're going to win for sure, like, within the next couple of years. Because they're definitely not going to win this next coming year. They can't. Like, I don't believe they will. I mean, they could, but, like, this trade just doesn't look good right now. It does not look good. But, you know, it doesn't look good, but this is probably just, like, for a future trade. That's probably why they did it, you know. People want that's a good example. People want, like, the instant gratification. They're like, oh, damn. Like, what's going on? Like, dang. But then this happened. Like, you know, in the future, we're going to see.
Duo maybe you think of in the Eastern Conference that you want to build around, but they have to figure out the rest of this roster. That work starts now. Today has probably been going on in anticipation and preparation in the event that they get Giannis. One lever here for the Heat. We'll see what happens with the free agency of Norm Powell. Does that expand into a sign and trade? Do they bring him back? If it is a sign and trade, do they bring in players in that type of a deal? And this construct between Milwaukee and Miami, this deal will be open-ended until July 6th. It allows both sides, Milwaukee and Miami, to go bring in other avenues, expand the deal. Remember, last year around this time, the Suns and Rockets completed just a 1-to-1 construct of a deal. That turned into a historic 7-team trade. We'll see what happens now with Miami.
Okay. Yep, Shams, you a crazy muff. You a crazy one. You a crazy one. This Giannis trade, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't. They were saying OKC, but I don't know. They even try to say Minnesota, but you know, like, oh my gosh, bro. We gonna see. All right, now let's go back to the source. Giannis will never win another chip. Bro, no, Giannis. What happened, bro? What happens? No. The Nasus, no. My brother, my two brothers, no. They left in Milwaukee. I'm going to Miami Beach clubs. No. What's going on? Let's find out. What's going on? It's getting
to get
chilly.
started in data
It's
analytics,
chilly, bro.
you don't need previous experience or a degree. The Google Data Analytics Certificate will teach you to code in R, to code in SQL, data visualization, and learning how to problem solve like an analyst.
See, hey, look. Watch.
We have to dive right up.
Wow, I'm finna put it in history. Watch. God said, look, this trade was probably for the future. And look, Stephen A says Giannis will never win another chip at number one. But so we putting this in history. Giannis will win a championship at Miami. He definitely will. Some way, somehow, he gonna win another chip in Miami. If he did it in Bucks, why can't he do it in Miami? So Stephen A, we gonna fact check you when this when he wins the chip. So we gonna see. We gonna catch fire. Trust me. Oh my God.
On in because we had some breaking news overnight from Shams Charania. Yes, Giannis Antetokounmpo has been traded to the Miami Heat. We knew Giannis would likely be on the move before tonight's draft, and it would come down either to the Celtics or the Heat. And here we are. The Heat now get a champion, the Finals MVP, and a 10-time All-Star. Here's the haul.
What's good, y'all? We got some people in here. Glad y'all on here, man. We covering a crazy case right now. This dude Giannis got traded to the Miami Heat.
Both Giannis and Bobby Portis will head to Miami, while the Bucks get Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, and Casper.
Okay, this is what. Okay, let's look. This is the trade details right now. This is what happened. Giannis, so the Bucks trade Giannis to the Miami Heat and Bobby Portis. Dang, Bobby Portis is solid too. I think he even almost has. I think he has a chip too, bro. All right, and the Bucks receive Tyler Hero, some unknowns, 3 first rounds.
Yakachunas, 3 first-round picks, including number 13 in tonight's draft, a pick swap in 2030, the 2033 second rounder. Okay, Stephen A., what does Giannis now make the Miami Heat?
Relevant. That's what the word is.
Relevant. Okay. Okay.
You know, the Miami Heat,
definitely,
for quite some time, that's been the real knock about them. It's like you have everything here. I mean, everything.
Literally.
And, you know, excluding no state income tax. And it was just impossible to imagine why
Miami
it was
Beach.
difficult for Pat Riley and them to get some stars to want to come here. So to pull off getting Giannis, a top 5 player on the planet as far as I'm concerned, when healthy, is a huge, huge deal. Their team is not fully assembled. They got an abundance of people to add to the roster. This is the Miami Heat. We all know they know how to fill a roster. The question is, can you get the star? And they got him. They got Giannis Antetokounmpo, a gazelle, coming downhill, coming right at you. One of the top 5 players on the planet, make no mistake about it. And then you think about the thought of pairing him with a Bam Adebayo. Your defense is going to be elite.
Bam scored 83 points. Like, bro, like, what's going on? Like, bro, dude, he's going to win a chip at Miami Heat, bro. He gots to. Like, bro, Bam literally scored 83 points. He's literally the second most leading scorer in the NBA. How can they win a championship? Like, come on, bro.
Let's not forget they're getting Bobby Portis along the way, who can ball. The combination of all of that, their front line essentially is set. You got to go out there. You got to get some guards. You got to fill your roster.
Yeah.
I get all of that part. But definitively speaking, I don't give a damn what role, what pieces they have to fill to make a roster.
Okay.
When you look at the Eastern Conference, you've got the NBA, I never thought I'd be able to say this, the reigning NBA champion, New York Knicks, to deal with.
Oh, my God. The New York Knicks. The New York Knicks had won the championship. Bro, Jalen Brunson. Bro, yeah, we gotta do a deep dive, bro. The New York Knicks, the East side, the East Coast done won the championship. Damn, man. There's so much going on. So much has been going on.
Have the Boston Celtics, still a team to be reckoned with. But I think outside of those two teams, the Miami Heat is right there when all is said and done. I easily see them as a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference, obviously, once their roster is assembled.
Okay.
I don't.
What?
I woke up.
Whoa. So, yo, Perk, he's just playing the trolling role. He actually know what's going on. He just trolling right now. He trolling right now. He trolling. Watch.
Simple.
I don't. I don't. I woke up, looked at my phone, and went back to sleep. Saw the news and went right back to sleep. And you know who else went back to sleep? With the AC on 60 and the box fan blowing in his face? Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. Nobody was scared. This move ain't gonna shake anybody. Real talk. We can talk about defense and rightfully.
Yeah, now he for real though. Dude. I was like, bro, the trade doesn't look like right now. It don't look like until actually happens. So we gonna see, bro. We gonna see about this. So he also being 100 though. Perk, yep, he did speak in face.
So we could talk about, what Bam and Giannis is gonna look like for as their defensive impact. And yeah, they're gonna be one of the better defensive teams. But we saw one of the better defensive teams get their ass kicked in the NBA Finals, led by Victor Wembanyama. Because you know why? Because you need a closer, perimeter play. You need a guard that's going to go out there and be able to get money. And I get it. We can say, yeah, they're not done. But what other guy are they going to go get? SGA is a guy that showed us 2 years ago that you need a closer. Jalen Brunson, big body Brunson, showed you how important this year perimeter play was. And so when I think about Giannis, let me say this. Giannis would never win another championship with him being the number one option. I repeat, Giannis Antetokounmpo. You heard what I said. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh my God.
No. Giannis Antetokounmpo would never win another championship with him being the number one scoring option.
I feel you.
You can make all the faces that you want.
I feel you.
But I'm telling you the real.
I feel you, bro. That's gonna have to be in some cases, bro. We gonna see, cause if Giannis ain't gonna be the number, we gonna see how he adapts to that, bro. If he not, he's obviously gonna be cool. He's a rational person. He's a person. He's gonna think rationally. He gonna have to think rationally. If he not, if he the main person scoring and he not a point guard, you don't have the skills a point guard have. You gotta control the whole thing. I'm not lying, bro. You gotta be able to close out games. You're gonna have to move people. You're gonna have to score in places that not everyone can score. So if Giannis believes that he wants to be the number one case, bro, that could affect the point guard. The point guard is supposed to do all that work, But, if he doesn't follow through, if we see something that doesn't go right throughout the year, he wants to leave Miami, bro, what's going to happen then, bro?
When you look at what you need to do, you have to have a guy that's going to come through in the fourth quarter. If you want to go back to his Milwaukee championship, yes, he had the 50-point game in the closeout game, but leading up to that point, Chris Middleton had a nickname, Money Making Middleton. When you go and look at who was closing majority of those hold up. When you go and look
What's good, y'all? We got 10 people in this cut. What's good, y'all? Appreciate y'all being out here. Hit that like and sub, man.
Watch and see who was closing majority of those 4 quarters. Money Making Middleton was getting money. I remember in the conference finals against the Atlanta Hawks. Giannis,
oh my God.
Giannis, they sent y'all home that year. Didn't they send you home that year?
Listen. You ever heard of the word filibustering? Because Vinny trying to get at you, I'm trying to get at you. And you sitting up there talking, making the same damn point. And you know we hungry to get at you. I know you the big body here, but we hungry for you. And you filibustering. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's go. Let's go. I told you I ain't trolling.
Land the plane, baby. Land the plane. The plane landed. Take it over.
Go on, Vin.
I'm old enough to remember Big Perk when he said Giannis had the 150-point game in the NBA Finals that we just gonna poo-poo, right? I also remember Giannis authoring arguably the single greatest defensive play in the history of the NBA Finals when he defended Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton and picked the point on the backboard and swatted that thing out to save Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Cool. You can win a game on both ends of the floor, correct? Correct. The thing with me about the Miami Heat is they are the best at finding high-value, low-rated players, the Max Struses of the...
Mario Chalmers, Iman Shumpert, I'm tripping. Mike Miller, Shane Battier. What? That whole Miami Heat roster, bro. 2012 to 2013, bro. The hidden known factor, bro. All right, bro. Look, he's speaking facts. 2012 to 2013 Miami Heat roster. The 2012-2013 Miami Heat roster featured Big Four. It wasn't one. Big Four. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, bro. I want to look at the professional. I want to look at it from the real database. I'm finna show y'all. All right, we're gonna look at championships.
Air Jordan 1s going for just $69. You guys, are you kidding me?
If y'all love steals and deals, gotta check out Whatnot.
Miami Heat. We doing some extensive research right now. Cause we got time. Nope, it's not through stats. It wasn't stats. But we can go down here. Look, this is oh my gosh, bro. Y'all don't even know who they had for real, bro. Y'all don't even know who they had for real. They had LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, Mario Chalmers, Chris Anderson. They don't even know about Chris Anderson, bro. The dude could shoot. The dude could shoot, bro. The dude had a full sleeve tattoo, like, bro. The dude was clutch. At clutch times. Who else? Norris Cole. Y'all don't even know who Norris Cole is, bro. Y'all don't know who Norris Cole is. That bro came clutch. Came clutch. Come and came clutch. Miami Heat picks those type of dudes. Udonis Haslem, solid forward. Y'all don't even know him. Udonis Haslem. What? He was deep 2-point shooter, range, motion, bro. Udonis Haslem, he was clutch. He was clutch. Everybody on this team was clutch, bro. Who else? Shane Battier, like I mentioned, the real dead-eye, like, bro, he could shoot so nicely. With the teams that he was on, man, like, bro could shoot. Mike Miller, like I said, and I just met this man, bro. I just met Mike Miller. I just met him in EYBL tournament, bro. That's my dog, Mike Miller. I was like, is that Mike Miller? I had to go and dap him up. The real shooter. I told him, yo, watch, y'all want to see, bro? I'll show y'all. I met Mike Miller, bro. Hold on. Let's go to where that. Bro, I'll literally show y'all, bro. I met Mike Miller, bro. I literally met Mike Miller. Like, NBA champion. What else? Rashad Lewis. Bro, they don't even know, bro, is shooting that. Bro, everybody on this team could shoot. Dude, look, he was averaging 14 points. He was a sneak attack. Bro. They didn't even know about Rashad Lewis, bro. They didn't know about Rashad Lewis because, you know, he played on Orlando Magic before. Bro was a real shooter. And when you can shoot them up, bro, you going to get playing. You going to play. I'm telling you, bro. James Jones, oh my God. But they don't know about the James Jones. Yeah, Cleveland Cavaliers, James Jones, bro. They don't know. Like, bro, James Jones. James Jones. Literally, bro. He could shoot. Everybody on this team, Miami Heat team, could shoot. I'm telling you, bro. I'm so serious. Who else? Joel Anthony, the solid forward. They didn't even know about him. Joel Anthony came right back behind Bosch if needed. What? Dude, this whole squad was solid. You couldn't break them. Bro, you couldn't even break this squad. This squad is so unlimited, bro. This squad is extremely unlimited. So, y'all seen that, bro. Now we got to go back to what bro was talking about, bro.
The world, the Duncan Robinsons of the world. If they went to the NBA Finals with those dudes and Jimmy Butler, what do we think they can do with Giannis if Giannis is still healthy and in his prime? I go back to Big Perks, Kevin Garnett in 2008. He had all those miles on his body from Minnesota. And
wait, hold on. What did he say?
Healthy and in his prime. I go back to Big Perks, Kevin Garnett in 2008. He had all those miles on his body from Minnesota. And he had won the MVP in 2004. And they didn't make it to the playoffs the next 3 years, and then he got traded to Boston. What he had left was just enough to get the Boston Celtics over the finish line for that championship. I'm not saying that's the team you have. I'm comparing player to player. And I'm saying that the Miami Heat, I trust Pat Riley and Andy Ellsberg and Eric Spoelstra to figure things out. The question is, will they have enough resources to go get players? Because usually it's not add superstar, get championship. Usually it takes a couple of years. But for you to yawn over it, Perk, I'm not yawning over anything. They're a threat, and I want to see how they felt the rest of this round.
I got to admit to you, Vinny, I'm kind of disappointed in your take. Only from the standpoint, you're not wrong. Only from the standpoint that you didn't get on Big Perk as much as you should have, okay? So allow me to do it for you.
I was leaving the floor for you.
I was leaving the floor. He's sitting up here huffing and puffing like he gonna scare everybody.
I told you he was trolling, bro. I told you he was trolling. Now Stephen A. finna slice his ass. Watch.
Real talk. Well, let me give y'all real talk. Oklahoma City go win the championship. Then the Spurs, I'm telling you, real talk. You heard me. The Spurs are going to win the championship. Then back to Oklahoma City, right? And then after that, it was the Knicks. All the time. There's nothing wrong with switching. Ain't nothing wrong. It's fluid. Ain't nothing wrong with switching. But the problem is
CAO. I don't even want to get on Perk, bro. This dude done switched teams multiple times, bro. Bro, done switched teams by multiple times, bro. The only Perk I know is OKC Perk, bro. 2013, 2012 OKC Perk, bro. And that was the best, at least solid Perk I knew. But dang, bro, I seen him go to the Boston Celtics. So, like, bro, man, this dude, I don't know, bro.
The mean mug that he put.
Bro, I've always been mad at Perk, bro. I can't shoot with him in 2K. Bro, Perk, bro. Perk, bro. No.
Put on the face, flexing, all intimidating and everything, trying to scare everybody like his word is the gospel. But he changed it 4 damn times. That's the big Perk that needs to be reminded. Everybody needs to be reminded that. Don't be scared of a Big Perk. The brother is menacing, but he's a big damn teddy bear. He's a wonderful human being. He's definitely lovable. He really is. But when he on the television screen, mean mugging, acting like his word is the gospel. You understand? You don't need anything else after you listen to him because he's all knowing. Keep in mind, he changed the damn pick 4 different damn times and got in our face like he was going to do something to us if we disagreed with him. Only to sit up there, end up switching, and when he was reminded about it, what did he do? Well, please. Ain't nobody falling for all of that. The fact of the matter is this.
Bro.
Here's the deal.
I told you last week.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is all world. When healthy, he's 30-12. Sure, you might give it to money-making
30,
Middleton.
12.
He's going to sit up there at the time, and he'll deliver the clutch shot. I understand that. Giannis isn't a shooter. Giannis is coming downhill all the time. But the reality is the number one option isn't based on who closes with a shot. Even Michael Jordan gave it to Paxson and Kerr on a couple of occasions to win a championship, for crying out loud. The point is, who does your game plan evolve around? When you're going up against Giannis Antetokounmpo, who else are you preparing for when you're going up against a team that he's on? He's that dude.
Ain't no way. Yo, I got stream sniped by ESPN. That is crazy. I gotta wait a little bit, bro. I got stream sniped by ESPN. They stream sniped me, bro. Oh my gosh. I should have known, bro. Damn. Can y'all still see me though? Hold on. No, please no.
28 pick.
Jaw to the wood, nah, please.
Naomi
no,
just
nah.
discovered the sweet
Please,
sound of
no.
earning and saving money on Vinted. By selling clothes she doesn't wear.
More rumors be here.
If you think about this, bro, this is real life. Like, this is real people. Like, real people going through real situations and real trades. Like, people going publicized and showcased for the whole world to see. Like, it's real life, bro. People say things. It travels. You know, things happen, bro. You just gotta really think that it's people out here, man. Real people. Bro, what happened? Hello, we back. We back. Yo, we back. Yo, we back. Sorry, y'all. We got stream sniped by what's it called? ESPN. Yeah. So we not watching them no more. They scammed us. Now we can go back to watching this. No, we ain't watched this yet, but we need to watch this because this is so we got the real cold facts about the trade from everybody we've seen, right? We've seen from Shams, we've seen from Stephen A and ESPN. Now we're going to the commentary, the middle ground, the YouTuber Flight Mike, which is just another person as well. He just does what he does. So we finna see what his bring.
Miami, it's a group of cost-controlled players, rookie scale contracts, significant draft capital in that deal. It is going to be a one-to-one deal.
It feels as if the redundancy that a lot of people thought existed with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. If Giannis goes to Miami, I see similarities of that redundancy.
One of the longest-running trade sagas in the history of the NBA has finally reached its conclusion today. 5 years in the making, Giannis Antetokounmpo has officially been traded from the Milwaukee Bucks. And how this situation even came about is crazy when you think about.
I'm finna speed it up just in case this dude try to copyright me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Flight Mike, you don't need to copyright me though, bro. Like that. I'm just a low YouTuber. Low YouTuber, bro. I'm just a low YouTuber.
about how many times the Milwaukee Bucks actually kicked the can down the road. So today I'm going to break down every part of this trade, including how we got here to begin with, how Giannis almost got traded multiple times in the past, who won this trade, and what this means for every team's future. Before we get to the content, the offseason's officially here, the NBA draft is here, and free agency is right around the corner. If you want to stay up to date with the latest NBA news and analysis, make sure you're subscribed and have my notifications on. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro.
Navan, the #1 rated business travel platform, lets your team book work travel in one place. Flights, hotels, cars, while staying within budget and...
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Let me take you all the way back to the fall of 2020. Giannis is the back-to-back NBA MVP.
He won the chip with the Bucks.
He is the best player in the world, and his contract is about to become the biggest decision in...
You got to think about how it all starts first. Before it all ends.
Basketball. The Bucks could offer him a 5-year supermax, but they had one problem. They kept getting bounced out in the playoffs, and Giannis was getting restless because it's not like Milwaukee was known as a free agent destination either. So he let everybody know where his mind was at. In a Swedish newspaper, he got asked if he would sign with the Milwaukee Bucks long term, and his answer was ice cold, saying, "I do not know what the plan is. It depends on what decisions they make." That's a superstar publicly telling his franchise that,
"Hey, the ball's in your court. If you impress me with the roster that you build, I'll stay. But if we are not competing for a championship, then I am gone."
So the Bucks panicked in the best way possible. They went out and traded for Drew Holiday, and the price for Drew Holiday was steep. They sent out Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, and 3 first-round picks and a couple of pick swaps. In order to land him. That's a haul you only give up when you're terrified of losing your superstar. And here's how you can tell that this was all about Giannis. An executive from another team told Tim McMahon flat out that Giannis had to approve this trade. He wasn't just a player, he was the guy signing off on the roster. And to his credit, it worked perfectly. 1 month later, Giannis signed a 5-year, $228 million roster, and flat out that losing your superstar. And here's how you can tell that this was all about Giannis. And that's the guy signing off on $1 million supermax extension. The next summer, Drew Holiday locked down Devin Booker. Giannis dropped 50 points in the closeout game. Supermax extension. The next summer, Drew Holiday locked down Devin Booker. Giannis dropped 50 points in the closeout game, and the Milwaukee Bucks won a championship, their first since 1971. And this was a little bittersweet because on one hand, Milwaukee got a championship. At the same time, the blueprint was officially set in stone. Giannis applies pressure, the Bucks empty the vault, and a banner goes up. It was a fairy tale, but it also taught Giannis a dangerous lesson. My power works, and he was about to use it on everything, including who gets to coach the team. Here's where the power stops being about the players and starts being about everything. After the title, the Bucks got bounced in the second round in 2022. And then in 2023, they pulled off one of the greatest chokes in NBA history. They were the top seed in the East, knocked out in the first round by the 8th seed Miami Heat. So what did Milwaukee do? They hired Mike Budenholzer, the coach who knocked out in the first round by the 8th seed Miami Heat. So what did Milwaukee do? They hired Mike Budenholzer, the coach who'd won him a championship 2 years earlier. He's gone. That's how short the leash got. And the guy they replaced him with tells you everything. They hired Adrian Griffin, a first-time head coach with 0 experience running a team. Why him? Well, according to The Ringer, the Bucks hired him anyway, mainly because he was Giannis's choice. Can you imagine that? This is the most important hire that a franchise makes, and they handed the keys to a rookie coach because their superstar wanted him. There's a quote from their general manager at the time that really tells you how this era was going down. John Horst said that if you're being honest, with Giannis, you're kind of always on the clock. Every decision was just based off of the Milwaukee Bucks making sure Giannis stayed happy. And then it got wild. Adrian Griffin starts the season 30-13, the second best record in the entire conference. By any normal measure, he's crushing it. But it didn't matter. The players, Giannis included, didn't trust his schemes, and word got back to the front office, so they fired him. 30-13, one of the quickest hooks in NBA history. A coach that was winning 70% of his games got dumped in the middle of the season. And the craziest part is they replaced him with Doc Rivers, a guy who'd literally been working as Griffin's informal consultant during that same season. You can even tell from Doc Rivers' press conferences at the time, he was shocked.
I've never done this. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I can tell you that just from the day and a half. But it's going to be a challenge. I'm a coach. I love coaching. I will say I wasn't going to coach, though.
So Giannis wanted Griffin in, and then Giannis was fine with Griffin out. And the team moved a mountain to make both happen. There's even a story from that stretch of Giannis grabbing a marker and diagramming the team spacing in place to an assistant coach, getting more and more animated. That's not a passenger, that's the guy driving the bus, picking the route and changing the driver in the middle of the trip. Now, let's back up a few months, because this isn't the only time Giannis used his power and it backfired. During the same offseason that they hired Adrian Griffin, Giannis ran his power play again, and this time it blew up in everyone's face. In September of 2023, he sat down with the New York Times and dropped what was basically an ultimatum. Giannis said that he wouldn't be signing his extension yet, and then he said this: "I would not be the best version of myself if I don't know that everybody's on the same page. Everybody's going for a championship, and if I don't..."
Scammer. Ultimate scammer. That's the legit. Nah, that's that. Man. You from where? He French, man. He French.
Feel that, I'm not signing. Put up or shut up. Build me a real contender or watch me leave. So the Bucks did the boldest thing that they could have ever imagined. They traded for the contender or watch me leave.
I forgot about Dame to the Bucks. Yo. Dame to the Bucks. Yo. Dame to the Bucks. Yo. Yo. Where y'all hear that from, bro? Yo.
So the Bucks did the boldest thing that they could have ever imagined. They traded for Damian Lillard, a top-tier scorer, a perfect pairing on paper, a 3-team blockbuster that cost them Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, an unprotected first-round pick, and pick swaps. But do you see the brutal irony here? To get Dame, they had to trade away Drew Holiday, the exact same guy that they mortgaged their future to get 3 years earlier. The guy who...
Bro, Drew Holiday got... Bro, the dude got at least 2 chips on his shoulder. And they traded his ass. What does the league tell you about names? And what does it tell you about realistic stability? What does it tell you about, you know, cruelty? What does it tell you about ransom? Oh my gosh, bro. I don't even want to get too deep to it, bro. I'm trolling.
helped them win the title. Giannis' 2020 power play delivered Drew. Giannis' 2023 power play shipped him out. The snake was already starting to eat its own tail. And this time, the gamble didn't pay off. The Dame Giannis era was a 2-year disappointment that never came together, even when it was healthy. Then it ended in the worst way possible. Lillard tore his Achilles in Game 4 of the 2025 first-round series against the Pacers. Think about the scoreboard now. The Bucks had given up Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, an unprotected pick, and swaps for 2 first-round exits and a torn Achilles. The blueprint that won a championship in 2020 had officially started working in reverse, and Milwaukee was about to make its most desperate move yet.
This game, you're not ready for it.
In the summer of 2025, the Bucks are staring at a torn-up roster, no real point guard, and a superstar who, once again, is weighing whether his future is in Milwaukee. So they did the most stunning thing a front office has done in years. To clear cap space, they waived Damian Lillard and stretched the $113 million left on his deal across 5 years, paying him about $22.5 million a year to not play for them. It's the largest waive and stretch in NBA history. So really, let that sink in for a second, guys. They're paying for a guy who's not playing for them anymore for half of a decade, just to free up room to appease Giannis.
Fuck. How the Milwaukee Bucks, how did you do that? How? The state that I was just there yesterday or the other day, the day before, you know, it'd be happening across those borders, man. Oh my God. Them Wisconsin folks will do it to you, bro. They will.
Even more. And what did they do with that room? They signed Miles Turner to a 4-year, $107 million deal, poaching him from a division rival. The whole point, again, was to convince Giannis to stay. The Ringer called it an all-time panic move to placate Giannis, a full-court heave to save the Giannis era. Like someone smashing the breaking case of emergency glass to grab a fire hose.
Oh my God, they just scammed that. Yo, they just... Miles Turner finna be eating bread for the next how many years, bro?
Save the Giannis era. Like someone smashing the breaking case of emergency glass to grab a fire hose after the building's already burned down. That's how desperate this move looked from the outside. And here's the twist that captures this whole saga. Giannis wasn't even happy about this move. Chris B. Haynes reported Giannis is not pleased with how they waived Lillard. But at the same time, the move only happened because of the pressure he put on them to keep contending. At the time, NBC Sports told you a brief version of what I'm trying to explain to you now. Giannis did what he's always done. Passively
Don't listen to your star. Watch him leave. Literally. That's the game y'all GMs and programs gotta play. If they not doing, then let them do. Let them go. Let them do it. It's just cause you gon' how much? That's like 300 mil down the drain right now. That's like 400 million at least down the drain, bro. Man.
aggressively pushing the Bucks to make bold moves to stay in contention. That's how they ended up
What are
with
you gonna
Lillard in the
do with
first
that money though? Damn.
place. He keeps lighting the match, then frowning at the fire. And this particular fire, it mortgaged the future for good. And that brings us to right now. The Milwaukee Bucks have no assets, and the bill has finally come due. The Miles Turner gamble didn't save anything. This past season, the Bucks completely fell apart. 32-50, missing the playoffs for the first time in 9 years. Doc Rivers was shown the door. Taylor Jenkins came in as their third head coach in 3 years. And the franchise looked exactly like what it was. A team that spent everything and had nothing left. And I'm not even exaggerating when I said this team had nothing left. This is a decade of emptying the vault to keep Giannis happy. And here's the wreckage. The Bucks don't control their own first-round pick until 2031, and they're buried under that Damian Lillard dead money for years. They have no picks, no flexibility, a roster that cratered, and a superstar with just one guaranteed year left on his deal who could walk away for nothing. So the Bucks are stuck with the cruelest math in sports. If they were to keep Giannis, he could leave for free, and they're dead for a decade. If they trade him, they're trading the greatest player in franchise history. There's no good option, only the least catastrophic.
Can't believe Giannis got traded to the Bucks, bro. What's going on, Jack? What is going on, bro? What happened to Milwaukee? What happened to y'all, bro? They about to be eating for the whole rest of their life. After this trade, bro. What's gonna happen in Milwaukee, bro? Who's gonna happen in Milwaukee? I don't see nothing happening in Milwaukee. I gotta hit my boy up, bro. Literally, I gotta hit my Milwaukee folks up, bro.
One. And the perfect irony of this entire story is the one asset valuable enough to undo all the damage is Giannis himself. Every pick they traded, every coach they fired, every dollar they burned, they did it for him. And now the only way to dig out of the hole they dug to keep him is to sell the very guy that they dug it for. The king has to be traded to undo what was built for the king. That's not a tragedy that happened to Giannis. He was the architect for all of this. So before we break down this trade, I wanted to ask you guys one question. Was all of this worth it? And whose fault is it? Because you can spin it two completely different ways. On one side, Giannis did nothing wrong. He's a top 3 player on the planet. He wanted to win, and using your leverage to push your team to be great is exactly what a superstar should do. LeBron did it, and he yielded mixed results. Sometimes it worked out, and sometimes it didn't. He just wanted to win, and he held his franchise to that standard. But on the other side, a franchise can't say no to one guy forever. Every time Giannis got restless, the Bucks didn't push back. They panicked. They fired a championship coach. They fired a 30-13 coach. They gave up a decade of draft picks. They paid a man $22 million a year to not play for them. At some point, building entirely around keeping one person happy isn't loyalty, it's a hostage situation. And Milwaukee handed over the ransom every single time. My personal isn't loyalty, it's a hostage situation. And Milwaukee handed over the ransom every single time. My personal take on this is it's a hostage situation. And Milwaukee handed over the ransom every single time.
I told y'all. Didn't I say it? Alright, bro. I did not tell y'all. I told y'all. I did, bro. Re-listen to what I said, bro. Y'all heard me say this specifically, bro. Y'all heard me say this specifically, bro. A sum of money or other payment demanded or paid for the release of a... I told y'all, bro. I told y'all. Man, oh man.
My personal take on this is on both of them, but it's mostly a cautionary tale about what happens when a franchise gives a player too much power. Giannis was the best thing that's ever happened to the Milwaukee Bucks, and chasing his approval is what eventually destroyed them. They got a ring out of it, so maybe this was all worth it, but they're about to spend the next 5 years paying for a decade of never being able to tell their superstar no. So tell me, did Giannis ruin the Bucks, or did the Bucks ruin themselves trying to keep him? So you might be wondering why I spent the first half of this video giving you a history lesson on how Milwaukee mortgaged their entire future with Giannis. Well, it's because Miami just did the exact same thing, and I think the irony is beautiful here. They shipped out Tyler Hero, a 2025 All-Star who averaged at least 20 points per game for 5 straight years, plus Khalil Ware, one of the more promising young centers in the league, plus a 6th Man of the Year runner-up and Jaime Jaquez Jr., plus a rookie, plus 3 first-round picks. Pat Riley watched the cautionary tale we just told you and said,
you know what? I've been whiffing on way too many stars recently. Hold my beer.
It's kind of crazy because I think Milwaukee played this perfectly. They leveraged the impending threat of the Boston Celtics and reports like this.
It sounds like the Boston Celtics are the front runners.
I am sure that the Boston Celtics looked at what happened with the Cleveland Browns
But if you look at what Jimmy Haslam did with the Cleveland Browns, he could have traded his franchise player, Myles Garrett, for draft picks only. But he didn't approve a deal until he got a high-quality player. I'm sure that the Celtics saw that and took that into account.
To get one hell of a package from Miami. So, did Miami overpay? Well, here's where it gets interesting, because the answer is fairly layered. In terms of draft picks, no. Honestly, in terms of draft capital, this is closer to a bargain. When teams traded for guys like Rudy Gobert or Mikal Bridges, really good players, but nowhere close to Giannis's level, it cost 4 and 5 first-round picks. Miami got a 2-time MVP for 3. Why so cheap? Well, because of the exact same leverage trap that we broke down earlier. Giannis had 1 guaranteed year and a player option, so Miami didn't have to empty their entire pick drawer. On picks alone, getting a top 5 player on earth for 3 first-round picks is a steal. So, where's the cost here? Well, it's not in the picks. Miami just handed over basically their entire young core. The whole next generation of the franchise is gone in one trade. So the answer isn't, did they give up too many assets?
Yo, Miami did a good. I would have definitely done the same if I was Miami. I ain't gonna lie, cause I would see, man, once you see championship, you know championship. And sometimes you just gotta release a couple folks for that. And they did that for Giannis, so Pat Riley, yeah, you got Giannis. Yeah, go win you a chip now.
It's, did they give up the right assets? And to answer that, we need to address the one thing that I personally had trouble understanding when this rumor first broke out, and that's Giannis's fit next to Miami's best player.
The Masters of Science in Finance program
you say something about Bam,
is
bro?
tailor-made to provide students to have the whole.
If he says Bam, bro, Bam's gonna have to sit down. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Bam gonna have to sit down. And that's no hate towards Bam, but like that's just how Giannis is gonna look about it. That's just how Giannis is going to look at it. He gonna tell him to sit down.
Guys, I don't want to sound like a hater. It's my job to cut through the emotion and actually analyze trades. When the Los Angeles Lakers traded for Luka Doncic, I immediately told you that unless the Lakers get a rim-running big man next to Luka and a bunch of 3-and-D scorers, it's not gonna work out, and they're not.
Bro, this chat. Just don't mind that, y'all.
Not going to be able to make a deep playoff run. And I'm here to give you guys the same dose of reality here with Giannis getting traded to the Heat. My biggest concern with this trade is that Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of the most devastating paint scorers in the history of basketball. And at this point of his career, he's practically given up on shooting the 3-ball, which is fine. This is who he is, but it means that he needs shooting around him, and especially a big man who can step out and keep the paint clear for him to attack. It's not an accident that his best years came next to Brook Lopez, a 7-footer who became a 35% three-point shooter and dragged opposing centers away from the rim. So who is Miami pairing him with? Bam Adebayo, an incredible defender, potentially a future Hall of Famer, and a center who likes to live in the exact same areas that Giannis needs to operate in. Bam has worked on his jumper, by the way. During the 2023-24 season and the 24-25 season, he's averaged about 36% from 3. But in 2023-24, he was averaging 0.6 3-point attempts per game. In 2024-25, he was averaging 2.8 3-point attempts a game. And then this past year, when he was averaging 5.5 3-point attempts per game, his 3-point shooting dropped to 31.8%. I don't want to undersell how dominant a Bam...
It's because he's shooting a lot more. That's why. It's gonna raise. We trust you, Bam. Trust me. We trust you, Bam. Just keep shooting that hole. Just get your shot right. You feel me? You good.
On his front court is going to be defensively, but this is going to be a spacing nightmare on offense. Defenses can just pack the paint, build a wall around Giannis, help off Bam, and dare everybody else to beat them with jumpers. 2 of your best players clogging the same lane. And the part about this that sucks the most is the shooting that Miami needed to fix that problem is exactly what they just traded away. Tyler Hero was their best pull-up shooter. Khalil Ware jumped to nearly 40% from 3 this year, a stretch big who would have been a perfect fit next to Giannis.
It's not going to be reliable, though. It's not going to be reliable. Because if it was, then the trade then we wouldn't be in a position now. Facts. We're going to see about it.
Both of them are gone. So Miami fixed their we need a superstar problem by creating a we have a no shooting around our 2 non-shooting bigs problem. Now look, I'm not saying it can't work. Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches alive at scheming around weird fits. Bam's a brilliant passer, and that defense could be downright scary. But the half-court offense come playoff time, that's the question that decides whether this is a title team or a second-round exit. So with that being said, did the Milwaukee Bucks actually win this trade? Well, I'm going to be honest, the Bucks might have actually came out of this okay. You have to stop and remember the position that the Bucks were in when this video started. A superstar who could walk for absolutely nothing in a year. No first-round pick picks of their own until 2031. Dead money buried in the books. They were staring down the barrel of the worst case scenario, and they turned that into 4 young players and a stack of draft picks. Walk through it with me real quick, guys. Tyler Hero is a 20-point-a-night all-star, an actual quality starter to anchor the rebuild, even if they have to decide whether to pay him on his next deal. Khalil Ware is a genuinely promising young big that they can grow next to Miles Turner. Hawkes is a cheap young piece with upside, and most importantly, they finally have picks again. The number 13 this year, plus Miami's first rounders in 2031 and 2033. For a team that had nothing in the cupboard, that's a real foundation. Is it a haul that makes you go, wow? No. None of these guys is a future MVP, and this is a long rebuild, not a quick reload. But for a player who had the franchise completely over a barrel and could have left for free, getting 4 rotation players and 3 first-round picks is a genuinely solid piece of business. The Bucks didn't get fleeced here. They got about the best that they realistically could. So here are my grades for this trade. Miami gets a B. Whenever you get a top 5 player in Giannis, obviously you're gonna get a decent grade. And the pick cost was more than fair, but that fit next to Bam and the shooting that they gave up gave me a real pause here. And Milwaukee, given the absolute corner they were backed into, I got the Bucks at an A-. Whenever you compare this to other star players or all-star players that got traded recently, I mean, the San Antonio Spurs practically got De'Aaron Fox for free from the Sacramento Kings. The Bucks squeezed real value out of a situation that could have left them with nothing. Now I want to hear from you. Who wins this trade in the comment section down below? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
So, man. Man. Who wins this trade, chat? Drop in the chat. I think the Heat win this trade. The Heat win trade. Literally. Something has changed with Luka and the Lakers. See, we gotta go back. We really gotta go back. But before we do that, we gotta check some, bro. Crawford says some 23 hours ago, sometimes it's not what they say, it's what they don't say. That will tell you everything you need to know about them. I'm trying to understand that, Crawford, man.
Organization for drafting me. First off, I want to thank the Bucks organization for drafting me. I'm very sad to leave the city of Milwaukee. Actually, I'm just lying. This is the greatest day of my life. I am finally out of that boring-ass city and going to Miami to see some sunshine and beaches. I'm currently in the process of forcing Pat Riley to bring over my shitty brother Giannis here because I need a cheerleader and water boy here in Miami.
Oh my goodness, Greek Freak, I just got rinsed on Kelce just now. Scams Sharania was edging everyone on Twitter about you going to the Celtics, so I unloaded my whole mortgage on that shit, trusting his word, and now I am homeless for the 17th time this year. I wasn't expecting Pat Riley to actually make a trade for once. Please help me out with rent, buddy. Thank you.
So don't beg me for money. First off, I want to thank the Bucks organization for drafting me. I'm very sad to leave the city of Milwaukee. Actually, I'm just...
Now what they say here.
So, we are trading you to my.
Says Giannis find out he got traded to Miami.
So, we are trading you to Miami.
Yes! Sorry, I mean, oh my God, I'm so sad. Wait a minute, my brother coming too, right?
No, Pat Riley said they already have a trash can in Miami.
No!
So, we are trading you to Miami.
Yes! Sorry, I mean.
Yo, Federal Bill is so fucking funny, bro. Yo, this page is so funny, dude. Oh, I got it. Well, oh, shit. What did he say here?
Talk about the difference Coach Brown made and how he brought you all together.
Oh, shit. I want to know if he admits he's fried during the championship interview.
Talk about the difference Coach Brown made and how he brought you all.
Bro, what's going on, bro?
Together.
But anyways, bro. I really play well. I'm gonna end it right now. I gotta go get some more stuff situated, so I'll see y'all soon. I'll hopefully go live later today. If not, I'm gonna start going live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Yep. I'll start going live every Sunday. I'm gonna start going live every Sunday at 8 p.m. So please attend those lives. I'm gonna be on there talking to all my people. You know, y'all can join in and we can have conversations. If you have something that happened during the week, you can explain to me and you can explain to the chat, because that's what we're all here to do. We're a whole family and we're gonna come together as one. So every Sunday, starting this coming Sunday on the 28th, I'm pretty sure, I think it is. It's the 28th this week, this Sunday, the 28th? The 28th this Sunday. It's going to be our first round. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be live at 8 p.m. So stay tuned, y'all. Appreciate you.